Hi everyone, Phil Travis, and week 6, wow. Okay, so we're at the halfway point of the term, and History 201 here at EOU, and I think we're having a great time in this class. I'm seeing really good things on our discussion board, so really happy with what's going on. Of course, I have all of your tests graded. I will get your papers graded by the end of this week, and I look forward to reading those. This week is a little bit of a less intense week. We have one chapter in our textbook, Give Me Liberty, to read, and that's chapter 8. We also have a couple of supplemental documents in Voices of Freedom to read, but generally the one chapter in Give Me Liberty, chapter 8, is our reading assignment for this week. In addition to this, we have a short quiz, and the quiz is based on partially the reading in chapter 8, but also on this week's recorded presentation. This week's recorded presentation is on the War of 1812, and I tried to make it shorter so it's not so absurdly long. I know you guys just must love hearing my voice, but I get into those recorded presentations, as you probably gathered. But I tried to make it a little bit shorter because I want you guys to be able to get some of your answers for the quiz from the presentation. So there's up to 4 questions on the 10-question quiz that I'm drawing directly from things that I mentioned in the presentation. So the reading for chapter 8 and the presentation for this week on the War of 1812 are the basis for this quiz. The quiz has a 20-minute time limit, though. I might give you 25, wink, wink. Sometimes I say 20 minutes and I give you 5 extra because I want to be nice to you. So I think I'm going to give you 25, but I'm going to write it as 20, so you get a few little extra minutes in there. So we have a quiz this week, reading chapter 8. We have a presentation on the War of 1812. I'll get your quizzes graded by the end of the week. We're getting busy next week. Next week we'll have our third test next week. Our third test. No, you haven't missed one. We'll have our second test next week, and then week 8 you'll have your second paper option. Week 9, and then week 10. Week 10 we'll have our third test, and during exam week we'll have our third paper option. At least that's how I'm tentatively organizing it in my brain right now. I could change that up. I might give you guys a little bit of extra time to do the last test during exam week. In fact, that's probably what I'll do, is I'll let you guys have a longer period of time into exam week to take the last test, because of course week 10 will be game for that test too. So I think the last paper and the last test I'll make do during exam week to give you guys the maximum amount of time on that. Okay. Anything that I'm forgetting to mention for this week? I think that's about it. So the extra credit. So this week's extra credit, no record albums or anything like this, no little puppy dogs. Mossy's in there eating his dinner. This week's extra credit trivia relates to the topic or the period of history we're talking about right now. Okay, and so this week's trivia relates to George Washington, the first president of the United States. The trivia is George Washington had, when he was president, he still had a horse that was his horse as a military figure, and the horse's name was Nelson. And I want you to respond in the email to me no later than Wednesday, as usual, that George Washington's horse was named Nelson. All right, guys, let's have a great week.